You are watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. The Holmes Beach Police Department is asking for more cameras to fight crime. Late last month, the department encouraged homeowners and businesses to register their surveillance cameras to help investigators locate video of a crime if it was caught on camera.
Now the chief is pushing for new cameras that will read and recognize license plates of cars as they drive on and off the island. ABC7's Jackie Kelly talked with the police chief and tells us why he believes those cameras will make Holmes Beach safer.
If a criminal knows that they're being videotaped as they come on the island, chances are they'll find somewhere else to go.
Holmes Beach Police Department is in the process of trying to get license plate readers installed throughout the town. Whenever a car goes past the reader, a picture is taken of the license plate and the car.
If they're a wanted person, if it's someone that's driving a stolen vehicle or a stolen tag's been attached, it'll send an alert to the police. If you have done nothing wrong and you're just a regular citizen, it sends no alert.
They are looking into putting up 5 cameras, 2 on Manatee Avenue and 27th Street to see who's coming on and off the island, and then 1 at the intersection of Manatee and East Bay. The money for the cameras would come from taxpayer dollars.
And it'll be a little over $100,000 over 5 years. We pay for it all up front, but that is the 5-year cost for this program.
One Holmes Beach resident says although some people may think this seems like Big Brother is watching over you, that's something we can't escape in this day and age.
Well, there's tons of Big Brothers now. I mean, our phones track us whatever we do. If you talk to your iPhone the next day, you're going to have ads for it, so.
Chief Tokajer says in past experience, he has seen the cameras work.
I was with City of Bradenton when we implemented LPR cameras in Bradenton. I was with Longboat Key when we implemented them in Longboat Key. They've been very instrumental in solving crimes in Longboat Key, and we think that they'll be as beneficial to us.
And fighting crime is something many residents can get behind.
We don't need that here. It's still a Conococheague community where I live in Holmes Beach, and we like to keep it that way.
That was Jackie Kelly reporting. The police department will find out if the funding for this project is approved at the budget hearing on September 25th. If it does get approved, the chief says they will be installed in October.
Today, Sarasota Police welcoming 5 new officers to the force. Each of those new officers sworn in today with proud family members and friends looking on. The new additions coming just one day before the city of Northport will officially welcome its new police chief. A swearing-in ceremony for Todd Garrison will take place tomorrow night. Garrison has 26 years of experience and was a captain at the Lee County Sheriff's Office.
Well, out with the old and in with the new, the city of Anna Maria is in the initial stages of dismantling the iconic pier that was destroyed by Hurricane Irma. Considered one of the biggest attractions on the Suncoast, the demolition is bittersweet for many who have enjoyed the views for years. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live on Anna Maria with more. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, the pier was built back in 1911, making it more than 100 years old. After it's demolished, a new state-of-the-art pier will take its place, and officials say it will be well worth the wait.
A restaurant and a bait shop that was once connected to the pier is now gone.
When you look out at the vista and it's not there anymore, the buildings aren't there anymore, it's kind of frightening.
One by one, planks are being removed, the pier fenced off as construction workers demolished what is considered the heart of Anna Maria.
And all of a sudden to not have it there, it's really kind of devastating.
Anna Maria Mayor Dan Murphy is feeling bittersweet, but says he feels good about knowing what will be there in the long run. With renderings of what the new pier will look like, he says it will be a solid structure with strong planks and concrete pilings that will last another 100 years. It's a project Murphy says for officials was a lot of hard work.
The finances of that pier, the construction itself, the logistics of doing the construction, the logistics of getting the ability to do the demolition itself.
The entire demolition process is expected to be completed in the first week of August. Then rebuilding the pier will cost an estimated $4.5 million, funded by the Manatee County Tourist Development Council, the city of Anna Maria, and others.
And we have a couple of other options from FEMA and other agencies, as well as the federal government, to get funding on a historical basis, so that we can complete the project.
Longtime resident Carol Carter says although it's an eyesore now, the upgrade to the pier will attract more than it ever did before.
People are looking forward to what it will be like. We want immediate gratification. We want it there yesterday, of course, and back and operating and being able to go out to the restaurant and to fish off the pier, etc. But I think it will be well worth waiting for.
Now, the project is expected to be completed by December of 2019, so residents will have to wait another year and a half before they get their beloved pier back. Reporting live on the north end of Anna Maria Island, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. Do you have an opinion on shore-based shark fishing? Well, now is your time to speak up. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is holding a series of public meetings that kicks off this week in Bradenton. Back in April, the FWC directed staff to craft new rules for the fishing practice amid growing demands to restrict or ban shark fishing from beaches, piers, and bridges. One of the proposals would require a specific permit and limit how the fishing can take place. One of those workshops will be held at the State College of Florida in Bradenton. That's at 6 p.m. tomorrow at the SCF Library and Learning Center.
All right, let's get a check on our weather. Some showers across the area. Anna Maria Island had some rain earlier. Let's find out the progress on those showers with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
That is right. Had is the correct word there, and now it's blown on by, heading toward Terracea and possibly even into Palmetto. What we have is this trough. You can see the clouds and showers associated with it all across the southeast United States. This continues to dig southward now, and as it does so, it's going to bump this high pressure ridge and keep it down to our south. And with that in mind, we continue to see this onshore flow, and that brings us that high dew point temperature because it's coming right over the Gulf of Mexico, and that keeps the heat indices up there at 100, 105 degrees in the afternoon. Well, one is done and another one on the way for Anna Maria Island. We look at some showers there and one producing some lightning. The one that moved through earlier produced about 6 lightning strikes and not much else going on near the coast. You can see that quickly moving off to the northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. We'll take a 3D look at these storms and show you that as this one was producing lightning, it is now weakening, going below that 30,000 foot level. This one's starting to get up there, though it's still at 20,000. There's a chance it could produce 1 or 2 lightning strikes. This one at one point was up there and now it's weakening. So these are hit or miss. They're fast movers. They're not going to stick around long. And you can see that rainfall now just north of Palmetto, just south of Palmview, near Rabonia, and this one now north of Terracea, pushing through and toward the northeast through I-275. I mentioned this one producing a couple of lightning strikes just in the last 10 minutes. Heavier weather as anticipated inland, and that's what's going to be the case, I think, over the upcoming days. The stronger cells will be inland. But when you see these isolated cells out here, there's always a chance of getting a water spout or two. So we'll keep that in mind over the next, it looks like 4 to possibly 5 days. More on our weather coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. For the first time in 5 years, the city of Sarasota has agreed to raise property taxes to balance the budget. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now with more on where this budget cap came from and what the tax increase will look like for you. Alan?
Scott, to make up for a $900,000 budget gap this upcoming fiscal year, the city of Sarasota approved a property tax increase last night. When the county could no longer afford to maintain 5 parks, it gave responsibility of them to the city, but the city says it didn't have the money in its budget for them either. So in a 3-2 vote, commissioners have agreed to raise property taxes. Those who voted against this tax increase say it could have been avoided.
We have a lot of important financial issues to address. And if we are spending every dime we have and then some, we are never going to be able to address some of the critical issues, financial issues that are facing the city without going back to the taxpayer and asking for more.
Tune in tonight on ABC7 at 7 for more on how the city got to this point and what to expect if you are a homeowner in Sarasota. Back to you.
Alan, thank you. We'll see you then. Detweiler's Farm Market will open its largest store to date in Palmetto tomorrow. The local grocer will officially open its 45,000 square foot store in a long-closed Winn-Dixie on US 301 at 8 a.m. The new store, its first in Manatee County, has more produce, meat, seafood, deli, bakery, and frozen grocery options than other locations, and it also has the chain's first health and wellness department. The first 500 customers will receive Detweiler's gift cards, and the first 500 kids will get a coupon for a free ice cream cone.
The Baltimore Orioles hosting another youth baseball clinic today, this time for kids from the Lakewood Ranch YMCA. Each year, the Orioles provide free clinics for local organizations to stay involved in the Suncoast community, and the players say it's just as rewarding for them as it is for the kids.
For us, getting to be out here with these guys makes us realize how much we loved the game of baseball when we were kids, and the happiness and joy we had playing it. It's a kid's game at the end of the day, but you know, I want to tell everybody just to have fun with it.
Team hopes interacting with the community shows their commitment to their Florida home goes far beyond just baseball.
And I'm sure it gives those kids a great dream. How many of them probably look up to those baseball players and think, you know, I want to do that when I get older.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, it may soon be easier than ever to detect melanoma.
We'll tell you about a new blood test that could find help identifying cancer in its early stages. That story coming up next.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Don't miss the exciting original musical review, Tops from Flops, playing July 11th through the 22nd at the Players Center. All the best songs from all the wrong shows from composers like Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, and more. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll want to sing right along with Tops from Flops.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Thanks to a team of Australian researchers, it may soon be easier than ever to detect melanoma. Scientists at Edith Cowan University have developed an experimental blood test they say is capable of detecting the aggressive form of skin cancer in its early stages. Scientists were able to identify people who had melanoma with a 79% accuracy and ID people without the disease at an 84% accuracy. If further trials are successful, researchers say the test could be distributed internationally within the next 5 years. Crab meat from Venezuela is making people sick. The Food and Drug Administration and the Centers for Disease Control say fresh crab meat from Venezuela carries a bacteria and is commonly found in plastic tubs that might be labeled as pre-cooked. Health officials say at least a dozen people in Maryland, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. have gotten ill after eating the meat. There's no signs of cases here in Florida yet, but officials say consumers should ask restaurants and grocery stores where their crab meat is from before buying it.
Now your ABC7 First with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some clouds around occasionally. You can see fair weather cumulus clouds intermixed with occasional shower now and again. But generally inland areas, it's isolated. We have a few along the coast as well this afternoon. Mainly inland storms will be the focus, though, during the afternoon and evening, with anytime showers and storms developing along the coast after, say, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, and we have some right now. Heat index is going to be high all the way through Sunday as a result of westerly wind. A few overnight storms are possible, too. As you can see, we have a little action here in the Gulf of Mexico, which is atypical of our normal afternoon thunderstorm pattern. And the heavier weather by far inland areas near Lake Okeechobee and northern sections of Hardee County. But this little line has popped up. You can see we had a brief shower there near Palmetto and near Rabonia. That is now weakening as it pushes to the northeast. Another one approaching the northern tip of portions of Anna Maria Island. This could produce an isolated thunderstorm or a few lightning strikes over the next 10-15 minutes. There's another cell that's weakening now southwest of Venice, but a little shower near Northport. So that's what we're going to get. Hit or miss, isolated showers through the night along the coast with the heavier activity inland areas pushing off toward the east as a result of this westerly wind and trough of low pressure that'll be over North Florida. Now, North Florida will get a lot more rainfall north of, say, Interstate 4 with the possibility of 3 to 5 inches of rainfall over the upcoming days, and we'll get lesser amounts here, but still the atmosphere will be juiced up. Lots of moisture, and that's going to bring us some moderate to heavy rainfall at times here along the sun coast. The trough of low pressure continues to dig to the southeast. You see this little piece of energy moving through Kansas and now dropping through northern Arkansas. That's going to deepen this low pressure trough all the way down into North Florida by Wednesday and Thursday. And it's not going to move much. It's going to stick around through Saturday and Sunday, it looks like. Where it's rained, it's cooled, 76 degrees now. In Jacksonville, it's cloudy with some showers near Orlando at 84, 89 in Miami, and temperatures around town all in the upper 80s from Inglewood all the way to Bradenton and Cortez. Right now, Bradenton at 90. It's 87 in Mayaca City. The water temperature, a very steamy 88 degrees. And speaking of that, it's hot now at the airport, 90 degrees with a feels-like temperature of 103. West to southwest winds at 11. And the pressure is still high at the surface. It is a little bit weaker, though, as it's pushed to the southwest of us. No rain officially. We're below average for the month, over 3/4 of an inch of rain, and we could use a little bit more than that, I should say, over 1/4 of an inch below average. 103 in Dallas now. It's 84 in Minot. Temperatures cooler over the northeast after a pretty hot summer so far. Boston at 70, 81 in the nation's capital. High of 105 tomorrow in Dallas. The heat is on there. Kansas City won't be as bad as that little trough drops southward. Things will cool behind it. In fact, in the 70s in places like Toledo and also South Bend, as well as into Chicago. The overall satellite and radar picture showing the monsoonal moisture there over the Four Corners region, and we see a lot of shower activity here over the southeast from Kentucky down into Tennessee, northern sections of Alabama and Mississippi. Out west, there are still some warnings going on. High fire danger over the northern Rockies and wind problems out in the Pacific Northwest. For boaters, it'll be a pretty light wind in the morning and then a little bit heavier in the afternoon and evening up to 15 knots. Seas will be less than 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now, again, at 88 degrees. The UV index at an 11 tomorrow, so there'll be a few more clouds around, but still, it'll be intermixed with the sunshine. The extended forecast then, a 40% chance for showers and a few isolated thunderstorms, both on Wednesday and Thursday. It tapers off a little bit on Friday and Saturday. There'll still be a few around. High temperatures near 90 degrees all the way through the next 7 days, and a heat index up to about 100 to 105. The weekend, we'll still see that westerly component, so in the morning, a few showers are possible near the coast with the heavier storms expected east of I-75, and low temperatures will be unseasonably warm. It'll be muggy out there even during the overnight. I know I stepped out the door after the 11 o'clock last night and said it feels like about 90, 92 degrees. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Lots of delays in downtown Sarasota tonight. US 301 is backed up heading north and south between US 41 and Fruitville Road. Traffic is also slow going on Fruitville between Orange and 301. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. In consumer news, Prime Day is here, but for many that may mean looking at one of these, a cute dog error message. The website's also been looping back to a landing page. Amazon addressed the problem on Twitter, telling customers the company was working to resolve any issues. Those crashes could cost Amazon more than customer satisfaction. Last year, Prime Day generated about $1 billion in sales. If you do decide to join the craze, you will have until 3 a.m. Wednesday morning to shop, but beware, just because it says it's a deal doesn't mean it is, so compare prices before you buy anything.
Well, Ford has now agreed to pay almost $300 million to settle lawsuits over airbags. Ford car owners sued, arguing that Ford's use of Takata airbags, which were involved in nearly 24 deadly accidents, cut the value of their cars. The settlement, which still needs court approval, covers about 6 million customers.
And a recall alert. Waterpik is recalling 3,800 Sonic Fusion flossing toothbrushes over a potential fire hazard. The company said the charging base may overheat and possibly start a fire. And now the FDA said the company issued the voluntary recall after getting some reports of the product malfunctioning. Waterpik said no injuries were reported, but customers with these affected toothbrushes should stop using them, unplug the unit immediately, and then return them to Waterpik.
Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
In entertainment news, Johnny Depp has settled a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against his former managers.
Depp filed litigation against the management group in 2017, attempting to claim $25 million for the way that they dealt with his financial affairs. Depp claims that he was left more than $40 million in debt. Now, a planned trial for next month has been shelved after a settlement was reached between the two. No details of that settlement were released.
Rapper T.I. is charged with simple assault, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct following an altercation outside of his Atlanta home in May. Police say T.I. had lost his key and the guard wouldn't let him into his neighborhood. He was eventually allowed inside, but walked back to the guard demanding his name. Police were called. T.I. was arrested and later released on bond.
Well, the tides are turning in pop music. Taylor Swift is out and Cardi B is in. Cardi B scored the most VMA nominations this year with 10, including Artist of the Year and Best New Artist, as well as Video of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Collaboration, Best Hip Hop, and Best Latin. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift was shut out from the award's major categories. She received only 3 nominations: Best Art Direction, Best Visual Effects, and Best Editing for her Look What You Made Me Do video.
Retired race car driver Danica Patrick will be the first ever female host of the ESPYs. Past hosts have included former NFL quarterback Peyton Manning, Justin Timberlake, Samuel L. Jackson. The ESPYs are an annual event meant to recognize athletic achievements and other sports-related moments from the previous year.
The ESPYs is always a show that is full of emotion. Hopefully I make you laugh, and then there are going to be plenty of elements though that are going to have much more, deep emotion. Some of it's sad, and there will hopefully be tears as well. I mean, that's the roller coaster we try and take people on, because at the end of the day, that's really sports, isn't it? I mean, there are like the triumphant moments that are amazing, and then there's the sad losses.
The 26th annual ESPY Awards show is tomorrow night in Los Angeles. You can watch it live at 8 o'clock right here on ABC7. We might even see her boyfriend there.
Looking forward to it. I can't put my finger on it right
Green Bay
now.
quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers. There we go. I knew it. There we go.
Yeah,
All
that'll
right.
be there.
Well, we will be right back with more news and weather after the break.